Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to your daily dose of Dominions with your host, myself, kirbyone, getting into turn... check, 106. Alright. Big turn, lots of things happening, and lots to go over. We're going to do the usual of not checking every single one of these because there are some that are raids, there are some that are important battles. We'll check those on the strategic map proper. And a lot of these are versus Airmore, who has gone AI, so doesn't really matter at this point. A bunch of fortresses also breached and whatnot, so we will check that on a fort by fort basis depending on which forts are the most important. Tianchi sent his last message of the game, lamenting the fact that he's about to die. I do a bunch of summons. I am randomly searching for magic sites because this guy has nothing better to do here. Okay, so what is the current strategic situation? Well, I lose this battle, predictably so. Get an Earth Elemental assassinating one of my gurus, and let's see how that battle goes. So he has a lot of stuff here. Grigori, 3, 4 balls, 5. Hey, this guy's looks like he's going a little crazy up here. Don't know where he's oh, he's a Cohen. Sorry, these are Cohens. Or he's a Cohen, and they're all balls. So, yeah. I had some miscellaneous summons that I got at the last minute. What's going up here? Howl and Firestorm. So, yeah, they all burn up. And that didn't last very long. And, yeah, he has fire resistance on everyone. So, they all died. Let's see if I killed anyone. I got a lucky archer and slave kill, and he wiped me out. So that's one fort down, one that I needed. Raid there. This one I successfully defend again, this time against AI Airmore. Lots of trolls, a bunch more Tartarians. This one's an actual commander. Oops. And this one is too, but it doesn't seem to have any magic paths. And I have a bunch of miscellaneous summons here as well, and miscellaneous commanders, but not quite as good or as able to get up the battlefield-wide spells that I could get up. I think I do have armies of lead, though, yeah. So that's good. If I had army of gold, then maybe my guys would stop catching fire when they walk next to these elementals, but I don't think it will matter too much. So yeah, I think just my superior equipped troops are what's going to determine this battle here. Even the Leogryphs have 20 protection, so let's see what the casualties are. I lose a troll, some Guyakas, and a couple of miscellaneous summons. So if I can keep doing that, then that's great. I should be able to hold this pretty easily. Who was casting? He was casting armies of fill in the blank. I am running quite low on my gems though. All of the raiding that's going on is going to be cutting into my gem income. So yeah, basically this entire front has collapsed. This has not still had a battle. Let's take a look if it's breached. Namor. It is breached. So I'm getting one last couple of units summoned here, and then we're gonna see what we can do. He could cast also army of gold or lead if I wanted to, with a bunch of trolls. That wouldn't be too terrible, especially with the fire. I could do gold and that would be not terrible, but really armies of lead are things that I need to be able to deal with his augurs and high astral spam. As you can see, this was a battle that did not go as well as I'd hoped. I had brought this to the fight: Queen of Elemental Air hidden behind those eagle wings, a bunch of miscellaneous mages, and a handful of sacred troops. He actually had quite a few people here, some demons, some archers, but a lot of mages, and the mages are actually water, nature, and death. And then he had one of the pyromancers as well, who was pretty heavily kitted out for fire, though he only gets fire 3. That's a level 1 fire mage with 2 items, so alright then. So yeah, a lot of low level mages, but we'll see how and why that does not go so well for me. So my eagles fly in there. Are these? They're just Blackhawks, not Springhawks like I thought. And he's doing Ghost Grip. Okay. And Enrage, I guess. He also does Frozen Heart. Frozen Heart is 100 precision cold spell, which is pretty brutal. It's the essentially equivalent of Petrify that I was using for all the Earth guys. And I also had spammed on my own water mages because I'm kind of partial to 100 precision spells. And so it was very effective, wiped out my eagles really quickly. And you only need water 1 to cast Frozen Heart 2. It's very short range, like most of the 100 precision spells that are not astral. But when she flies in there, like she does, and she's very well kitted out to thug against most standard attacks, but against Frozen Heart, not so much. She did real quick. So not expecting that, and that punished me pretty heavily, and I'm already retreating, so did not work out for me so well. He's also casting Pillar of Fire. He had very high magic researched, which everybody has at this point. In any event, I lost my Adept, 2 of my Enchantresses, my Queen, and all of the actual troops that are needed to break the fort again. So he's stuck there by himself and can't go anywhere still. So great decision on my part. What did I kill of his? Nada. I killed 1 mage. I killed his armies, but he can summon them back with any gems that he has, if he has any gems. These were the guys that I had to hit, and I didn't script my eagles to attack rear, so they didn't go straight for the mages, which maybe I did, but they just sort of got tied up with the wrong group of folks that I wanted. Now that's where the High Temple of the Magi was. I remember seeing those Maguses here with Yomi, and he had them here, but that's where they were probably researching in the fort, and this is where he was recruiting them, so now you know. But yeah, poor life choice. Another poor life choice winds up being splitting my army, because he assumed that I was going here so that my armies could meet up, which was not what I was doing. But he assumed well enough that he actually picked off half my army. These guys do perfectly fine against the PD, and these guys do not do so well. And why do they not do so well? Because he did that thing that I did a dozen or so turns ago, and Pretender dropped into a random province that doesn't have a lab in order to intercept me, because I was just running. I was just going one province a turn, and he can only go one province a turn, so I can be perpetually one step ahead of him unless he intercepts me, as he did in this way. And these guys probably cloud trapezed, and I don't know what he used. He might have done like astral travel or something like that in order to get a bunch of these guys here, and either that or he just moved off the fort that he was sieging. We'll take a look at that in a second, but he has a crap ton of stuff. Really lot of stuff. Now if I had gems on my mages, and if I had my full army, this might have been maybe a fair fight, but as it stands, not so much. I am not going to be able to get up armies of gold or lead. My units are starving, and because I've been walking through desolate territory, basically. And he drops all the battlefield spells. Rigor Mortis, Rain. Oh, Rain was probably from me. Storm, Howl. I think that was from him. We'll take a look and see. Oh, Darkness. Yeah, it's not going to be so great for me. Yeah, Howl was from him. Or was it? No, it might have been actually from me. Okay, what else? Heat from Hell, Mists of Deception. Awesome. Awesome, great. Yeah, what else? Well, that's all for now, but yeah. Pillars of Fire, Lightning Bolt, all, oh geez. Yeah. Just so much stuff. There's so much stuff going on right here. Oh, he has the spell that he mentioned a couple videos ago, which hits all magic beings, and all of my guys are magic beings, so they get decayed and all that jazz, and yeah, it's pain. Oh great, now what is that? Battle Fortune. They're all mistformed. Yeah, this is, maybe even with my full army, I probably wouldn't have been able to do Wrathful Skies. Yeah, it's not gonna go super well for me. Well, it's pretty to watch. The light show. Do 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 do. Phantasmal Beast. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and get to the part where we see how much damage I did to him, if any. Not a whole lot, really. Queen of Thunder got the most kills because of Wrathful Skies, I'm guessing. Yeah, that was just pain. Brutal, if you will. Had a lot of retreats. Okay, not a lot of retreats. Anyone that could get out got out, but really I lost my whole army here. So what is going on here? He's scouting, patrolling. So this is probably a failed endeavor here, I'm guessing. Yeah, so he moved his army off of here to have a couple supplementary units and really teleported a whole stack of guys here. So that ended poorly for me. At this point, there is, in my mind, no way that I'm going to be able to either A, come back from that. He also moved on top here with a ball, a mummy, King of Earth, and a bunch of storm demons. So at this point, I am not going to be able to recover, in my opinion. I'm dealing with middle-age Airmore AI, as well as superior late game compositions for his armies, and I lost the majority of my actual force here. Let's take a look at the score graph. So we can probably see the army size drop significantly here. We'll take a look at that at the end of the game as well. I think I still have Eyes of God up. Yeah, I do. Great. So I'll have that up for the rest of the game. This turn, 106, was the deciding turn for me to essentially capitulate, and the only two human players left in this game are me and Hinam. And I could drag it out and really force Hinam to not just sort of pull teeth in order to get the last forts from me, but also have to deal with middle-age AI Airmore while he's at it. But I think we just wanted this game to end so we could move on to bigger and better things, which we did. And so over the course of the next few turns, we actually go another, I think, until 113. So another 7 turns. But all those 7 turns were done in a day, essentially like sort of a blitz between the two of us in order to figure out which thrones he can take of mine and wrap this up real neat and quick. I will do, over the course of this coming week, the last video on this series, which will cover the last couple of turns and any highlights therein. Then after that, I will do a score graphs and history video, and then after that I will do a combined overview of both this game and the other game that I've been broadcasting, which covers my thoughts on Early Age Kailasa. And then we will move on to another game that I have completed and see what other nations I'm capable of playing into the ground. That's all for tonight. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making it all the way to turn 106 with me. Have a good night, and I will see you later.